fiery Commonwealth light welterweight champion Eamonn Magee. He's had to endure an incredible 8 changes in opponent for this date, and he should be in New York, penciled in for Lennox Lewis's undercard over in Madison Square Garden against red-hot Ivan Robinson. He's penned in to domestic reality back here with Sutton-in-Ashfield's difficult spoiler, David Kirk. But he's an interesting, maturing prospect, Magee, isn't he?
He certainly is, yep. Good technical boxer, probably a bit frustrated. I'm just thinking with so many changes of his opponent, I thought maybe he'd pushed his boxing shorts through the shredder to get rid of them. I've never seen anything like that before.
It's a skirt a la Johnny Nelson, isn't it? He had a 48-second win last time against the statuesque Kenyan Joseph Miyumu in Peterborough. I don't know this will be quite that short. Kirk's been around the block. He knows how to survive a bit. Both southpaws. Left round the back of the head from Magee. And Kirk can sometimes make you look bad.
Remember years ago they used to say 2 southpaws always made a bad fight, but I think that was back when the southpaws were fairly rare. It's certainly far more common these days.
Both southpaws, both in greenish shorts and both with green boots. Sort of khaki style from Magee and a pea green boot for David Kirk, the 25-year-old from Sutton-in-Ashfield. Light puncher, but loves his boxing.
He's getting the punches off a little bit quicker than Magee at the moment. Magee moving into punching range, but taking too long to get them out.
He's heavy-handed, Magee, with 14 knockouts in his 16 wins. To work very hard to make the light welterweight limit. It's coming at 10, 3 1/4. The light welterweight division is 10 stone, of course.
Certainly looks a far stronger puncher than Kirk.
Yes, Kirk with no knockouts on his 31-fight record. He must be disappointed, though, Magee. He was meant to fight Ivan Robinson or Reggie Green or Justin Rousel, even world-class opponents, and he's got David Kirk.
Yeah, even a defence of his Commonwealth title would probably give him something to strive for. I mean, this is a real step back. Yeah, it was actually a bit of frustration coming through in his boxing. He's kind of digging the punches in one at a time. He hasn't found his smoothness yet. Yeah, he seems in a bad mood, if you like.
Yes, he said his world came apart a little bit when he heard that he wasn't going to be in New York. But he said, you've just got to get on with things in this game. And he hopes to perform in front of his home fans in Belfast in a month or so. Maybe he'll be looking at getting some rounds under his belt after that almost ridiculous 48-second stoppage of Miyumu last time. He looked ancient, the Kenyan. Kirk just cycling around the ring, making it difficult for Magee. He's a little out of range.
He's maybe just a little bit too intent and hurting Kirk. He's putting full power into the shots, they're not landing cleanly yet. Maybe better just finding his range. Just getting close, getting the punches on target, then start digging the power in.
He's only been stopped twice, Kirk. Jason Cook from Maesteg did it in 3 rounds in Cardiff back in January '98. And last November he retired after 3 again against Gerard Murphy, the talented welterweight prospect from Scotland. He's got a good chin.
Lack of power is the big problem, obviously. You can't discourage Magee. Magee's just marching forward, letting the punches go.
Here we have Eamonn Magee, the Commonwealth champion. A in action against David Kirk in the dark green trunks from Sutton in Ashfield. He's trying to unload his powerful shots on Kirk.
Yeah, he's moved up a gear in this round. He landed a lovely little left cross from the south post stands just at the beginning of the round. A couple of good body shots since. So I think he reckons he solved this fellow out. He's now digging the shots in. These are good punches. He's far better from Magee now.
Right from the soles of his boots, that little left-right combination from Magee. He's very intent on performing well, despite the fact he's not under the spotlight tonight. He was saying that of all the world champions, he fancies a crack at Kostjitsu, the talented Australian WBC king. He said he likes a fight, I like a fight. It'll be brilliant for the public. Well, it would be. We'd love to have that back home in Belfast with Magee.
He's beginning to force Kirk into making some mistakes now.
Really digging those punches in with venom, Magee. How would he have fared against an Ivan Robinson tonight?
It's difficult to say. Robinson's lost a few now. He's not quite as good as he was. It's a calculated risk, if you like. Magee on the way up, fresh. Yeah, but might just have maybe managed the points one there.
They were talking Reggie Green, who had that cracker with Mickey Ward, who we saw recently here against Shane Erie. That barnstormer in Olympia. Justin Rousel, the Australian, talented, world-class fighter, but Magee's doing what he has to do here with Kirk.
I'm surprised he's maybe not trying to earn a few quid off his Commonwealth title first. Maybe the fact that he's 28, maybe they want to move him quickly, but he's young, he's fresh. He wouldn't be in any big hurry.
He originally had 6 fights in Ireland and then went to the United States for a while, where he lost his unbeaten record. A sort of strange move. But he's back on British soil now. The more powerful man, no question, from Belfast, Commonwealth champion. Had a couple of easy fights, both 2 first-round wins. Joseph Miumu and Radislav Gaidev of Bulgaria. He's really a built-up super featherweight. And it's gone to the fore for this one. Against survivor and spoiler Kirk.
Yes, it's unfair to be critical of Magee here, because Kirk's not easy to look good against. I think he's settling for a points defeat, so he's just keeping himself in there, making things awkward for Magee, and he's certainly good at that. So if this continues and goes the full distance, and it's what's happened before, all the call-offs, changes of opponents, and then ending up with this opponent, I don't think it's fair to be too critical of him.
Usually loses over points, as David Kirk in March. He lost to Jacek Bielski of Poland. He did have a win in 10 rounds against Adrian Chase back in November on something called the WBF Intercontinental title. Quite what that is, you can work out for yourselves. Nothing major, anyway.
I think we can agree there. But Magee, really, he's dropped back down again. I thought maybe he was picking the tempo, picking the pace up in the previous round, looking a little bit better. But no, he's missing again, and he's lost the method that he had in the previous round, just going through the motions once again. As I say, you don't want to be too critical, but at the same time, he's a Commonwealth champion. He should be able to deal with guys at this level.
Really was upset at the pre-fight weigh-in, and today when I saw him in the dressing room, just didn't look up for it. Magee must be disappointing, but he's got to put that behind him and grind out the win here. so he can go back and defend his Commonwealth title at home in Belfast and hope for a world title opportunity. The domestic light welterweight division is very hot at the moment, with Shea Neary waiting to make a comeback after his thriller with Mickey Ward. Ricky Hatton, of course, probably our best prospect in the country, waiting for his opportunity. And Kirk goes down. The knockdown is called.
Yeah, I think that's fair enough. Yep, the punch landed. He wouldn't have gone down. I think he stumbled a little bit onto the punch, but he wouldn't have gone down if the punch hadn't landed. I think that was a fair call by the referee.
Nothing major, and Magee smiles at him at the end, as does Kirk, who laughs wryly to his corner. But that will go down as a 10-8 round, Jim.
Yep.
Would that knockdown prove crucial? Join us after the break to see.
Halfway stage then of this light welterweight matchup. Eamonn Magee in the shredded green, white and orange. In with David Kirk, southpaw defensive fighter. Magee has had everything his own way, really. He's been a little wild at time, but he's looked stronger, more forceful and more in control. But he's a league above this, isn't he?
Yeah, well, I mean, boxing's a strange sport. I suppose all sports are the same. If this was a defence of his Commonwealth title against the same opponent, he would come in with a different attitude, probably do a real job. I think most of his problems tonight are in his mind, the disappointments, an opponent who he obviously feels is below him in class-wise, and he's boxing accordingly. He's been through the motions, winning the fight, not shining.
Coming in at 10-3 1/4. Sells a little bit to me as Kirk gets in with a right hand of his own. That Magee may just not really be up for this when he heard it wasn't one of the bigger names, even when he heard he was here at Wembley. He said he's got a bit of a following out in the States because of his stay out there. Would love to fight in Boston. What a matchup that will be if he clashed with Shea Neary. He was chasing a showdown last year. And trainer John Breen were distributing leaflets when Neary fought in Dublin. But they've stopped that, and they don't believe that Hatton would take him. So they're looking for other ways to get to the top.
I'd like to see him boxing Hatton, and I think Hatton's people would maybe take the job. I think maybe the different promoters could be a problem, but I think Hatton would fancy the job okay.
Magee's starting to smile and enjoy this. He knows he's in control. Just play acting a little with Kirk. Ricky Hatton might take it, but would Frank Warren?
That's what I mean. The difference probably lies with the promoters or the difficulties.
Magee's attitude is they're both good fighters. Let's get on with it.
I'd like to see it happen, but tonight he's got a different job, and I think he's going to just eventually become annoyed if he's not annoyed already, because he must know. Yeah, the shoulder getting in now. That's the first little sign, maybe a frustration beginning to set in. He knows this is poor by his own standards. It's down the bill stuff, down the league stuff, and he'll be glad to get this night over with, I think.
Kirk having some fun too, and Magee wasn't very happy with that. Through a half-joking jab as the bell went. 6th round then of Eamonn Magee's 19th fight. He's making pretty comfortable work here of David Kirk. Kirk in the pea green shorts, Magee in the shredded green, orange and white, and a lovely little shot. Kirk shakes his head, but it was clever, that, wasn't it?
That was lovely, yeah. That was the same little chopping left-hand lead he landed about 2 rounds ago, right at the start. Now we'll see if we can follow it up this time. That was a beautiful little shot. And again, good call by the referee.
Magee now beckons Kirk in, and Kirk smiles, and that was the difference in class between these two men. Magee just waiting again to counter Kirk as he comes in. It's now his time to play, Magee.
When he gives himself a shake, he looks different class to Kirk. He didn't sustain it the last time. We'll see if he does this time.
He looked fantastic, Magee, when he boxed Paul Burkett, the York Hall, in their rematch. Floored him 3 times. He was really tremendous that night. And the match with Hatton or a Neary or even a Jonathan Thaxton when he's back would be the sort of fight the paying public would want to see. He said he could pack out King's Hall.
Yep, decent opponent. They like their fights over there. Decent opponent, I'm sure they could.
Really stabbing that southpaw jab out now. And Kirk looking more uncomfortable. Reached a bit of a stalemate this round.
Yes, I mean, you can't blame Magee. I mean, Kirk's doing what he's paid to do, put up a show and go the rounds if possible, and that's what he's doing. But, you can understand Magee becoming a little bit annoyed. Nice little chopping left hand that he lands now and again.
He likes that, doesn't he?
Yep, he times it well. Maybe we should be seeing a bit more of that. And he keeps moving right onto it as well.
It's that little mark under Kirk's left eye and just on the bridge of Magee's nose as he tries to throw a right to the body. But Kirk keeps his left hand very low, protecting his body. Good defensive fighter. And Magee can't quite break him down and finish him.
Yeah, but I mean, he's boxing well. A couple of little signs that he's different league to this fellow. That was the knockdown right at the start of the round. Again, a definite knockdown. A clean punch lands and Kirk touches down with his gloves onto the canvas. Can't argue with that. Definite knockdown.
2 knockdowns, but Kirk hasn't really been bothered by them, has he?
No, 2 flash knockdowns. Definite knockdowns, but no, not in any serious trouble. And that's been the problem. Magee's landed some decent shots now and again, but he's never been able to really get on top of Kirk and really dominate him. Kirk's always found room to get on his back foot, get himself out there on his bicycle. So Magee has never really shut him down at any time.
No real amateur form, Kirk, but he's been the full distance with Glenn McLarnon and Dennis Berry, Bernard Paul and Graham Earl. Knows his way around a ring and around the circuit. Just smiling again, eating up that Magee jab.
So he doesn't take too many cleanly. That's the reason I suppose he can box so often, so regularly. He just manages to pull his head back at the last second, and if the punch lands, he takes most of the sting out of it. And that's the reason Magee's never managed to really hurt him with his shots.
He's as difficult to catch as some of the Norman Nobbs fighters, really. His trainer's Jason Shinfield. He's from the John Ashton camp. That's what Nobby Nobbs specialises in, with the Peter Buckleys and the Mark Ramseys, who can fight week in, week out. And Kirk's really another one of those. Trying to push Magee off, but Magee is so strong.
So Magee's never really been able to put him under pressure. He's never forced him, out of his pace, out of his rhythm. He's stopped him, he's got close, he's tried to intimidate him, but he's never really pressurised and forced him to make too many mistakes. Not an easy man to look good against, so as I say, don't want to be too critical tonight on Eamonn Magee.
Referee Mark Green says watch the heads. It has had the potential of being dirty, but it hasn't been. And Magee strolling it. The 2 fighters touch gloves and come together for the last 3 minutes of this light welterweight match. It's brought Eamonn Magee back down to a really pretty basic domestic level, and he's more of that. He's won round after round here against David Kirk from Sutton in Ashfield. Difficult walking spoiler who always comes to last the distance. And just holds on a little bit there. Magee's had him down a couple of times, never in any danger. Kirk, Magee, who was an Irish senior international and a silver medalist back in the 1989 World Juniors. Just had a strange professional career. He could be anything, really. A solid puncher. Like a few fighters at the moment, just needs that little step up to a real match.
Yeah, but I mean, he has a title at the moment, so I mean, he's got the means of making a couple of quid while he's waiting for other things to unfold. This must be a real anticlimax for him. Well, having said that, maybe he should have jumped in Kirk a little bit more.
Yeah, but will this be more beneficial than the 48-second Commonwealth light welterweight title defence he had last time, which surely is of no use?
Yeah, of course it is. I mean, at least if nothing else, this is a good workout for him. I mean, he's worked for the 8 rounds. He's never stopped. He's kept going forward. He's tried. You know, I mean, maybe he could have shown a little bit of imagination now and again. Oh,
good left hand. Great left hook. And it's all over. Mark Green waves it off straight away. And Eamonn Magee pulls one out the bag in the final round. It's curtains for David Kirk. He's kept just for precautionary measures on the floor as the doctors come in and onto his side. His eyes are open and he's absolutely fine. But it was a stunning finish, and it shows that Eamonn Magee can do it when he wants. He is a league above the likes of David Kirk.
I think he maybe should have finished Kirk off sooner, but what a great knockout. Join us next time on Fight Night Reloaded for some more great action.